Before I go about showing you how to solve logarithmic equations with different bases, so this is of base 2, this is of base 8. I need you to understand the following, I need you to know the following by heart. So if you log base 7 of 7 to the power of x, it becomes x. And then if you have 5 to the power of this weird thing here, it becomes x. So whenever these are the same, it becomes x. So if you don't understand this is 5 to the power of whatever here. If you don't understand this, then do this in your mind. Your eyes should zoom into this base here. 5 to the power of what will give me x. So this block here is, well, whenever you talk about log, you're talking about the index. So this whole block here is this index here, this bubble here. Now look at this 5. So this 5 here is this to the power of this block. Well, this block here is this thing here. So that is really 5 to the power. Notice that this is exactly the same as this. So it must equal x. So whenever you don't understand this, try to break down what this block means, and then eventually it will lead you to x. And then if you look at this, if you forget what this becomes, whenever this is the same as this base here, then it becomes x. And if you can't picture that, then try to understand what's going on here. Your eyes should zoom into the base. So it's really looking at this 7 here. It's 7 because this 7 here is this 7 here. 7 to the power of what will give me this thing here. Will give me this thing here. And then the whole log block is talking about this index. So you can see that this must be x. So I need you to ingrain this in your mind. You must know these two by heart. And then I need you to know that natural log of 1 is 0, because the natural log graph looks like this. And when you natural log 1, which is here, then it is actually 0. And another trick that we normally use is that whenever you have a constant, the number 3, you can always write it as this: log, I don't know, let's say log 8, and then 8 to the power of 3. So this thing here is the same as the number 3, because in a way these two, they cancel each other out. So or another way of thinking about this is whenever you have log base 8 to the power of 3, well, the index is able to come down here, so that would be 3 natural log 8. So that's this base 8 here, this base 8 here, and then you've got your 8 here. So this is really the number 1. So here 1 times 3 is indeed 3. So there are lots of ways of doing this, and it doesn't always have to be 8. You can use any index you want. So the number 3 I can write as log base 5, and 5 to the power of 3. This is the number 3. I need you to know this as well, and we've done many videos on this, so I'm expecting you to know this. Log of one thing divided by another, well, you can break it up as log A take away log B, and when you have one thing multiplied by another, it's actually log A plus log B. Okay, and hang on, and any log to a square root of x, well, you can write the square root of x as x to the power of a half. So whenever you log one thing to the power of another thing, this half is able to come down. So you can write as one block multiplying another block. So whenever you see something like this, you are able to push this half back up here. You are allowed to do that to take you back to here. So the point here is that from here you can jump to here, and then you can jump to here, or whenever you see something like this, you can push the half back into here. So that will allow you to jump back. Well, the point is that you can jump back and forth. Okay, and also if I were to ask you to sketch a graph of, let's say, log base 7 of x, to sketch this graph, in your mind picture this. In your mind picture 7 to the power of x, which will look something like this, and the log is really the inverse of this thing here, so it's really a reflection along the diagonal line, so it will look something like this. So log base 7, this graph here, log base 7 of x, is really a reflection of 7 to the power of x. So if I were to ask you, sketch this log base, let's say 3 of x, in your mind you have to do this. In your mind you have to do something like this: 3 to the power of x, y equals 3 to the power of x, and then reflect it along the y equals x line. So when you reflect it, this will be log base 3 of x. Okay, so in the next video we will try to solve this when they have different bases. So we need to change the base. Okay, so next video.